Christy actually mentioned that, with the cold weather, we have the opportunity to build fires because that's sort of the theme of our class today, is heat. Okay, so let's all close our eyes. Bring your hands into a prayer-like position, your hands about at chest level, feet about hip distance apart, and then stack your hips over your ankles. Shift your weight a little bit back into your heels so that your toes can float off. So you're still grounded solidly in all four corners of your feet, the balls of your feet and your heels. You have a slight bend in your knees, pressing your shoulder blades into your spine. And then tilt your chin towards your chest, pulling your belly button in, bringing the crown of your head up. Deep inhale and reach up. Reach and stretch. Stretch as much as you can. You're reaching up, and then big circles with your arms around back. Reaching up again. Gaze now up. So now your gaze is up, you're looking up, you're reaching up, and then big circles with your hand. Open those fingers wide. Soften those knees just a bit so that when you reach up, you can straighten out your knees just a little bit. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, bring those arms down. One more, inhale up. And this time, tilt towards the right. Keeping your hips planted where they are. And just tilting to the right. Inhale, reaching up. Wonderful. Exhale, bend towards the left. Wonderful. Inhale, reach up. This time, nice, slow, forward fold, like a swan dive coming down, softening your knees so you watch your back, and then letting your head float. And then walk that out, sort of like we do a downward dog. Your head is hanging, your gaze is in between your knees. Good. Or if you need support on your back, you can be on a block or hold your hands on top of your thighs, okay, for support. But the idea is just to bend forward, feel a little bit of a stretch in your lower back, okay? And then if you're on a block, I'd like you to soften your left knee, so nice big bend in the left knee, straighten the right, and then your gaze up towards your hand as you bring your right hand up towards the ceiling. Good, your gaze is up, gaze up, gaze is up. Good, good form. Wow, good. Chris Hope, real good. Okay, good, Linda. That's great. Okay, and then fold forward. Let's do the other side, okay? Take your time. Big bend in the right leg. You can just stay right here. Even if you stay down, you can feel that in your hips. Oh, and then open up. And the idea is that eventually, if you need to, lifting yourself is nice. So that don't fold forward if you can't do it. Give yourself as much lift as you possibly can because you want your arms to be stacked and your shoulders to be stacked. And then fold forward. Wonderful. And then rise up slowly, hands to heart center. Okay, we just moved a little bit. Now we get to connect with our breath because it's moving ahead. It's doing what our body needs, and our mind needs to sort of catch up. So take about 5 deep, slow breaths in and out, what feels good. Just concentrate and focus on your body parts. What do they do as you breathe in and as you exhale? The wonderful thing that you're given, your body. Even though it has imperfections and places that hurt, that's what you have. And it's yours and it's special. And take one more breath in. And then inhale those arms up. Reach up, reach up, reach up, and then fold forward. Then do a halfway lift. Hands on your shins, your thighs. Press your shoulder blades. So imagine you're a tray. So you're like a tray. Someone could put drinks on your back. And you're pressing your shoulder blades, and then you're bringing the crown of your head forward. You're lifting your chin. You're as straight as possible. You're cocking your hips back. Good. And then from here, everyone's on top of their mat. Plant your hands down as you bend your knees, and you can either go into a modified plank. Okay, as Christy will show, go into the full plank. Shift your weight forward. Pull your belly button in. Push the mat away. Shift into your downward dog. Shorten your dog if you have any wrist pain, or rest your hands on a block. Don't be afraid to soften your knees. Okay. and let your head hang. So this is an inversion pose. So you're having the benefit of working against gravity somewhat here. Then walk your hands slowly towards your feet and feel that forward fold. And then maybe grab your ankles, soften your knees, and just fold forward. Good. Plant your hands on the mat. Walk your hands out. Good. Drop to your knees. Take a child's pose. So you can rest your bum on a block. Trying to bring or you can rest your head on the block. You can put a blanket in between your bottom and your legs. You're going to reach forward and sort of wiggle your rear end down, letting gravity do the work. So when you exhale, just loosen up. When you inhale, reach those fingertips towards the front edge of your mat. And then slowly walk your hands up and then move forward into a tabletop. Tabletop, stacking hips over knees. Good, everyone looks good there in tabletop. And let's take like 3 cat-cows. So you're gonna inhale, as your gaze goes up, you're gonna bring the bottom up, and then as you exhale, round off that back, pull in and suck in that belly button. So really do an exaggerated move. Wonderful, you guys look great. Working with your breath. And then come back to neutral. Extend right arm out, left leg out. And so you're in what we call a bird dog. Okay, so there's a little bit of core. Shift your weight towards your left wrist, just a little bit. And then reach forward like someone's trying to pull your hands, and then kick that leg back. Straighten that leg, just reach, and then bring that arm down. So we come up, we got form, and then we go full expression. We just extend the left arm, right leg. We have form. And now catch your breath, shift your weight towards the right wrist. And then reach, kick back and reach and bring length. And then bring that arm back down. Wonderful. Let's lift our right hand off the mat, okay? And then tuck in your right hand so you're on the tops of your hand. The idea is you're just gonna give yourself a little bit of a wrist stretch. And then come back to the normal position, and then do that on the left. Just be gentle, don't overdo it. Good. Tuck your toes, and then push back to a downward dog. Good. Walk your feet slowly to the front of your mat. Now your feet are hip distance apart. Grab opposite hand, opposite elbow, and just swing back and forth. And then rise up to mountain. Okay, and then now face the edge of your mat. So come face to the edge of your mat. You're in mountain, you're reaching, and bring your hands to heart center. Now, let's widen our stance with our legs. Your feet are about 45 degrees, and we're gonna move into a goddess pose. Again, you might just do a little bit, you might do a lot. Moving into a goddess, tucking your pelvis in. Good. Elizabeth, right? Guys are doing great. You guys look like a pair. Oops, there you crashed. Okay, I made you laugh. Okay, so we're all in goddess, okay? We're generating heat. You can feel that heat being generated. You're gonna bring your arms to goalpost arms. Good. And then we're gonna keep our elbows there. We're gonna look like scarecrows. Yep, keep those, they're just hanging. And we go back up. Good. And we keep that 90-degree angle and bring them in together. So we're bringing some strength to our shoulders. Our legs are working. Then we come back out 90 degrees. Scarecrow arms. Good. If you get tired, you can straighten out and come back in. And then bring those arms back up. And then clap them in together. Good. Bring those arms back out. And then reach up. And then gaze up. Good. Take a couple breaths here as you're reaching. Hands to heart center, coming back down your back and goddess. Maybe you're a little bit lower, or maybe there's someone hanging on you that's making you work more. Good. Goalpost arms. Good. Lift those elbows. You're at 90 degrees. That looks like our dog. Okay. Scarecrow. God, looks like Molly. Good. Come back up. Clap those arms together. Open up. You guys can do it. Elbows up, keep them up. Scarecrow arms. One more time. Come back up. Bring those arms together. Open them up. Reach up. Whoa, that felt interesting. Reach. Good. Forward fold. You can forward fold onto a block. Okay. And I like to widen my leg now when I'm in forward fold because I'd like to get down a little lower. And again, so this does a lot of things. This is working our flexibility in our lower back. And it's also stretching those internal hip flexors, right? Now, try to widen it as much as you can that you feel comfortable. And I'm on a block, so is Christy. And what I want you to do is just do micro shifts in your weight. So we're not going to do a lateral thing like that. We're all like this. Our back is neutral, okay? Back is neutral, so we have no weight really or pressure on our back. And you're just going to do micro movements. I'm going to bend that knee just a little bit. So I'm bending my left knee and straightening out my right leg. And all you have to do is just straighten it out a little bit more, a little bit more. I hadn't really moved my left leg at all. You can feel if you just sort of drop that hip, you drop your hip a little bit, you'll feel all that stretch. And then straighten, and we'll do the other side. So I'm just doing a micro bend in my right leg, and then I'm letting my left leg just sink towards the mat. And then I shift my left hip this time back, micro movements, and you'll feel that lateral stretch, the inner thigh stretch. Do you guys feel that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it's interesting. You don't have to do much, right? Because you're in this wide stance. Come back to neutral. We'll do the other side again. Okay, so I'm just bending just a little bend, cocking that hip back, my right hip back, and boy, do I feel that. And then come back to neutral. Okay, a bend in the right leg, cocking that left hip back, and just feeling that stretch. Good job. Okay. Now you can stay here or try to fold forward just a little bit. And then bring your hands to your hips. And then we like to rise up with our back flat. So this works your core a little bit. And then just rise up. Good job. Good job, Linda. That's great. Now walk, toe heel your feet together in just a little bit because I was pretty wide. Okay, now take your right foot and point it to the front of your mat. So now your right foot is pointed to the front of your mat. Your back foot's still at that 45 degrees, but you're gonna shift it to be parallel. So you're gonna be opening up to like a warrior two stance, right? So your heels are stacked, okay? So your heels are like in line. The back leg is parallel to the edge of the mat and the front foot is pointing to the front. So now this is sort of our warrior two stance, okay? And we can just open up to warrior two. Good, okay? And just watch your stance, okay? Drop that elbow. So you're gonna drop this elbow onto your right leg, and then we're gonna extend for an extended side angle and reach, and reach, and reach. And you'll feel a lift here. So you're trying to lift your hip and reach. Good, and then coming back to warrior two. Then we get to straighten our right leg. So we're straightened now. So we're in a warrior two stance with our feet, but the front leg now is not bent, it's straight. Okay, and your chest is up. Now tilt forward. Just tilt your hips. Good. And then drop for a triangle. Okay. Good, Linda.
Wrong way.
And then come back up to warrior two, guys. Okay. Good. Straighten that foot up. So you're now facing back towards you're in a side facing forward fold that we call. Okay. Inhale, reach up. Okay, bring your hands to your hips. Now take the left foot, we're gonna pivot it to the front, and then my back foot is now parallel. So now I'm facing the other side of the mat, okay? And I'm in warrior two. Now you're gonna press your shoulder blades against, good guys, press your shoulder blades back, opening your chest. Wonderful. And then dropping that left arm onto that thigh, or supporting it up here, and then an extended side angle here, and you're gonna feel that nice stretch all along that lateral side, right side. Gaze should be up towards your hand. Good. And then open up to warrior two. Good. And then rise up, pivot your feet to the side facing forward fold. Good. Pivot your feet, now toe heel your feet together. It's like I'm dancing, I'm just coming in. So now you have to get to the front edge of your mat now. So walking to the front edge of our mat. Inhaling those arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Soften your knees. Step back into your plank or your modified plank. If you're in modified plank, keep your knees back so that you're working your core. Shift your weight forward. Just take 3 breaths here. And if you need to rest, I usually like to take 5 breaths. So push the mat away. My heels are over the balls of my feet. And you guys got great planks. Good, okay. 1 more breath. And then push back to downward facing dog. And then bring those hips up. Everyone should feel a little bit warmer now. Walk out your dog. And then walk your hands to the front of your mat. Good. Your hands planted. And then walk your feet back to a downward dog. So we're just going back and forth, okay? We're just moving forward with our feet and then moving back. We're back in downward dog. Now, I'm not gonna ask you guys to do a 3-legged dog or do a flip dog or opening on our hips, but just lift your right leg up. And I like to lift it up because we wanna step it forward, drop our left knee so we're in a low lunge. Okay? And we're just gonna do a modified warrior 1, warrior 2, and then do the full. Rise up, so I want you to be in warrior 1. So you're like in a low lunge, your hips are square. So what makes a warrior 1 is that your hips are forward, okay? Your chest is forward, your arms are up, your gaze is up, okay? And then now you can open up to a warrior 2. You windmill those hands down. You find yourself back in plank or modified plank. You take 2 or 3 breaths here. You shift back down to downward dog. You inhale that left leg up, lift. So you'll feel that in your glutes if you're really lifting. And then mindfully, slowly step it forward, drop the right knee. You're in a low lunge on the left. Your hips are facing the front. You rise up, gaze up, and then you can open to warrior 2. So we're opening to the side, gaze is forward. Windmill the hands down, that's the modified version. We're in plank, shifting forward, and going back to downward dog. Now full expression, or for those that want to stay in modified, you can stay in modified. Inhaling that right leg up, stepping it forward, a nice big step, pivot the back foot 45 degrees, rise up, sit in your seat with your hips, gaze forward, hips beaming forward, rising up. Good. Then pivoting, then opening that foot in the back, opening up to warrior two. Windmilling those hands down. You're back in plank, shifting your weight forward, pushing the mat away. You're floating on your toes, your belly button's pulled in. You feel very strong here. And then you shift back to downward dog. Good. Inhale the left leg up, really up, 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 a little bit higher. Slowly, mindfully step it forward. Big step. Warrior one on the left. Opening up to warrior two. Good. This is fantastic. Windmilling those hands back down. You're back in plank, shifting your weight forward, pushing the mat away. Couple breaths here. If you need to modify, modify. And then shift back to downward dog. Good. Okay. Drop to your knees. Take a child's pose. Okay, good job. So we're gonna, after child's pose, we'll come back up to downward dog, okay? And I know Marco likes the side planks, so we'll just try side planks. If you need to drop a knee, drop a knee. I'm gonna ask you to do side planks, and I'm gonna ask you to thread your arm underneath. So that'll work a little bit of your core on the obliques. So that's what's in store for us coming up. Reaching forward, and after that, we'll probably shift and do some standing balance poses. Okay? So just enjoy this for a moment. Let your breath sort of settle in. Bring gratitude to yourself because you did it. You showed up. It's always hard to show up. Oh, should we do this? I don't know. We could do this, that, the other. Just showing up with your taking care of your body. It's a wonderful thing to do. Good. Okay. Those fingertips are spread wide open, tucking your toes. You find yourself in downward dog. Good. Okay, we're going to shift forward, and you can do a modified plank, dropping your knees, especially if you're going to think you're going to do that with side plank, or okay, or you stay up. And now we're going to bring our left forearm and bring that parallel to this front edge of the mat, okay? And I'm in side plank now. If you need to drop your knees, you need to drop your knees. We have somebody already moving ahead to tree. I like your tree. You're pretty good. Good. We're in side plank, your arms raised up. Now, what I'd like to do is just do like 3 of these, or do 5. You guys can do 5. There's a tree hopping away. Okay, grab your right arm and thread it underneath. So you're twisting, and then you open back up. Okay, so you're in side plank, and then you thread that arm that's up, and you thread it under your armpit. So I just did 2. Good, guys. If you need to drop the knee, you drop the knee. Thread it through 3. You guys are doing awesome. Thread it through 4. Lifting that hip. Good, yes. I know this is working. I can hear it. Thread it, good. And then open up, and then come back to forearm plank. So forearm plank now becomes sort of restful. So we're in forearm plank. You can drop your knees, but you're in forearm plank. And you're staring at the mat. And you're feeling pretty strong. Now, we bring that right forearm, make it parallel to the front edge of the mat. And then your side plank facing the left. Okay? My left arm is pointing up, and then I thread it underneath. 5. And just work with your breath. 2, lifting those hips. 3, 4, and 5. Now come back to forearm plank. Okay? You're up. I'd like you to be in forearm plank. Shift your weight forward. If you drop your knees, that's fine. Okay, shift your weight forward. Okay, and just take about 3 breaths here, okay? Then you get to lower to the mat. Okay, one more breath, taking a deep breath. Pull your belly button in, and then lower all the way down, guys. Ah, okay, there you are. Okay, this is better, right? Okay, well, we have an opportunity now, so let's take the opportunity.
Ask them what the birthday tradition is.
They know?
Yeah, ask them.
Do you guys know what the birthday tradition is? Christy asked me.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
yes.
I have bad news for you guys. I'm actually 85. So I think we're gonna have to do one of something for my birthday, and so it's coming up. Okay, so I guess it's coming up. It won't be right now. Okay, so we're just catching our breath here. Extend your arms forward like you're about to fly. Bring your feet to touch, your toes to touch, your thighs to touch, your knees to touch. You're zipped up in your back of your legs, okay? You're like a mermaid. And then lift, okay? So we're lifting arms, lifting chest, lifting legs. Okay? Christy has her front arms just still resting and just lifting her legs. Or you can just lift the front. So you can do a modified. I'm lifting both, okay? Okay. And then paddle arms. We're swimming through the ocean. Paddle, paddle, paddle. Legs are zipped. Feeling that in your lower back. And release. Release. Bend your knees. So bring your feet up towards the ceiling. You're at 45 degrees, and then windshield wiper your legs back and forth. That feels nice. Good. Okay. Bring those legs back down. Zip it up in the back. Zip up those legs, touching your feet. And then mermaid, let's swim through that ocean. Lifting shoulder, lifting thighs. Gaze is straight down. Don't hyperextend your neck. Lift just a little higher and then paddle. Paddle, paddle, paddle. A little more, paddle, paddle, and let it come down. Good. Bring your hands to the level of your ears and just push up for a little baby cobra. You're just getting a little counter back stretch. Good. And then shift your weight back, okay? And then what time do we have time? So we were going to do some balance poses. I think we can get to the balance poses. So shift your up on your hands and knees, and then shift into your downward dog. Just back, another little stretch. Let the head hang. Slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Good, guys. Okay, and you're at the front edge of your mat. You're going to rise up. Reach up, reach. Bring your hands to your waist. Everybody has their hands to your waist here in Tadasana. Okay, Elizabeth gets to show off her tree now. I wasn't going to do tree, but you're doing such a perfect tree. I think we're going to have to follow your lead. Okay, someone's already doing tree, so let's do tree on the right. Modified tree, kickstand is modified, or just bringing it up here. Full expression, we have a model that's showing us how to do it. I'm not sure if you can see. I can see. Good. If this is easy for you, then close your eyes. Try closing your eyes.
Nope.
Good. Nope, right? Now see, Marco and Michaela, you guys have the advantage to do supported tree and close your eyes. So that's cool. I like doing that. So you're both sort of right beside each other, and then like Christy and I can extend hands and then support each other. If you don't have that, you have a wall. This is neat because you can play around here. Well, a chair might be hard, but I think the wall. And then what happens, you can close your eyes, you can extend your hand, and then because you're supported, you can tilt back. So there's always things you can do to challenge your vestibular system here. Good, come back, bring your hands back to tree. Back to heart center here. And then come back down. Good, Marco, wow, you have incredible flexibility on that side. That's great. You really can open up your hips. Okay, let's inhale up. Hands back to heart center, chest is out. Okay, you feel rooted in that right leg. Float that left leg either as a kickstand, opening up your hips, or full expression tree. Wow, Marco, you have incredible hip opening abilities. We should. That's good, Chris. You guys are all doing great. Linda, good. I know this is hard, Linda, but the kickstand is good. Raise, bring your hands up, grow your tree. Grow your tree. Try closing your eyes here and seeing what happens. Chris Hope, you have, boy, man, you guys have awesome form. I'm gonna get you guys to teach this. Okay, hands back to heart center. Root those feet. Good. Okay, good. We'll do one more here because this is sort of having fun here. Okay, bring your hands to your waist and then raise your right leg. And you can just raise your knee. And this is where you can stay or you can extend. Wow, you guys are amazing. You guys look like ninjas. Okay, come back up. And then kick back to an airplane. So don't, try not to fall out. Lifting that chest up. Find your drishti. That means find your center of focus. Lose yourself. And then come back up. Keep that leg up. Raise that knee. Open that knee to the side. And come back to center. And bring that leg down. Good. Good job. Inhale up and reach. Bring your hands back to your waist. Good job. Raise the left. Raise, 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 raise. One side for me is always more wobbly. Extend the leg if you can, or stay where you are, or hold your knee up like Christy is. Bring your leg back in. Kick it back. Bring your palms facing down. Open those fingertips. Receive the energy. Fly like an airplane.
It's gonna crash.
Don't crash yet. Come back forward into your standing leg raise. See, I crashed. I had a mini crash. Keeping the leg up. Opening your hip to the side. Or you can straighten out your leg and grab your toe. If you want a full expression, and come back to center and drop your leg. Super, guys. Okay. Inhale, reach up. Forward fold. And then come back into a tabletop this time. We've been here before, okay? And then you're going to step your right leg, right where your right hand was. And then you're going to walk your foot forward just a little bit. You're going to shift your left hip back just a little bit. So you're like in a lizard. Open up your leg. Christy's using the blanket for her knee for support.
What are we doing?
Okay.
Ouch.
And then straighten out that foot, planting it down. And then shift your weight back and do a runner stretch. Flexing the foot if you can, shifting your weight back. Just enjoying what feels good for you. You might want to support yourself on a block. Sort yourself up. You can do, I like to shift my knee further back just a little bit. Taking a couple breaths here. Bring your hands back down on the mat so you're stable. Shift your weight forward just a little bit and walk your foot over. Okay, because we're gonna do a pigeon.
Pigeon, yes.
You guys have done pigeon, right? No,
Version of it anyways.
So it's nice to put a block underneath your hip. And then if you stay up, you stay up. I like to fold forward. So do what feels good for you. So you're trying to continue working on the hips. We were opening up more in a dynamic way when we were doing the standing leg raises. This is more of a static, passive way to open our hips. Good. You guys are doing great. Just like gravity do the work, letting that hip sort of melt into the to the mat, removing all tension.
It's crazy, man.
And then rise up. Rise up, guys. Okay. And then shift your leg out from underneath your tabletop, and then you can just lift that leg and shake it out a little bit.
Oh.
Okay. Shake it out. Get that circulation back into that leg. Okay. And then now step the left leg, the left foot where your left hand is. Okay. And then we'll have the same opportunity here. Walk that foot, just sort of walk that foot forward, and then walk your knee back just a little bit. And then open up that hip on the left, and you are in a lizard. Christy's already on her back, and she's doing her hip opening on the back. So she's doing modified pigeon on her back, and she's doing a figure 4. So she's already working her hips from her back. That's the modified way. And so then now straighten out that leg, walk that foot into the midline a little bit, shift your knee back a little bit, and then to go into your runner stretch on this side. And you know where we're headed. Shift your weight forward, and then find yourself in the other side, the left side pigeon. Christy's doing a reclined pigeon. Grabbing a block. And just enjoy this hip opener on the left.
Oh.
Good, everyone's quiet. That must mean they're really getting into the stretch.
Save my energy.
Okay, guys. Rise up. Rise up. Okay. Come back to tabletop, okay? And take a couple cat-cows. Good, you're back in neutral position. Shift your weight, shift your feet, like windshield your feet towards the right or the left, and then find yourself in a seated position, okay? And we have a little bit of time here, so we're gonna add something here. Just lay down on your back. Everyone lay down on your back. Now your feet are rested underneath your bottom, okay? Your palms are facing the mat. Your arms are close to your side, to your body. You're gonna notice your heels. You're gonna notice your knees. Your knees, you're gonna try to keep them from opening wide. Just keep them basically in a midline position, okay? You're gonna notice your back. You're gonna notice your shoulders. You're gonna notice your hips, okay? And because you're gonna rise, you're gonna push off against your heels and you're gonna lift your hips. And then you're gonna feel the lift from your hips, but it starts lifting and peeling your shoulders off the mat. If you need to, you can interlace your hands and that gives you a little bit more lift and you're gonna push. You're gonna feel that lift. I guess we can do, since we're doing my birthday, and it really isn't 85, so I was lying, but the truth is it's 56. So we're gonna do 2 56 things, okay? We can do this will be good. We're gonna do 56 pulses, so we're up, okay? And our hips are up, and we're gonna do 56 pulses, but we can like break it into 2 and then come back. So do 28 and 28. So we're all up, and we're gonna go 1. You're just gonna pulse your hip up. You just squeeze your glutes and pulse up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, little pulses, 14, 15, staying up, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, squeeze those glutes, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and then drop it. Okay, great. You can windshield your legs back and forth a little bit. Okay. Good, okay. And then now find your thighs back back at midline, okay? Your knees are pointing up toward the ceiling. You're pressing your hands. I have all my fingertips wide open, okay? So everything's open and alert. I'm gonna feel strong in my arms. I'm gonna push off those heels and I'm back into a bridge, okay? You can interlace your hands, or I have my arms and my hands just pointing towards the side, and we get to do 28 more. They're mini pulses, so our hips are raised, and you're just pulsing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and let it rest. Bring your knees towards your chest. Rock back and forth. Give yourself a nice little back massage. Good. Okay. Our next 56er, okay, and I apologize. I wish I was younger. I wish I was like, 20 or something, but
Well, we can.
at least I'm, okay. Hey, if we're all still around and we're all like in our 90s, we can do these 90 things. And believe me, I think if we keep doing yoga, I think we're going to get there. Okay. Okay. So why don't we, I was trying to think of what we could do with ab wise, it's 50, that we can break down and do 56. And so, because the abs can be, a little bit challenging. So let's take a vote. We can either hold boat for 56 seconds, okay? Or we can do 56 bicycles, okay? These bicycles. So what's the vote? Who wants to do bicycles?
Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone saying anything? Okay, I see an arm. Wait, I see. Okay, Marco does. Okay. And okay, Linda does, and then Christy does. Okay, bicycles it is, guys. Okay, I think the majority has it. Okay, so since you guys are so ambitious, you're gonna raise your legs, raise your knees are over your hips, and your legs are at 90 degrees. Christy has her legs a little bit more up and above because that makes it a little bit easier. Okay, because anytime you have your legs extended, you're gonna put more pressure on your back and your abs. So as you're building your abs, if your abs aren't very strong, keep everything midline. So Christy's got her legs more pointing up, and then she's going to do these mini things like this, and that's great. Okay, that's fantastic. So I'm going to have mine at 90 degrees. Okay, and so the idea is extend one leg, come up and touch opposite elbow, opposite knee. Okay, so my legs are basically right at right angles. Okay, Christy's are up a little bit higher because it's modified, so she's relieving some pressure from her lower back. I have my neck cradled with my hands, my elbows are open, and we'll break it down to 228s, okay? So we won't make this too hard. So, and I'll start counting. Okay, ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, almost there, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Rest it down, knees towards your chest, rock back and forth. Good job. Thank you for celebrating my birthday with that. Okay, that's nice. Okay. Go back to your position. We got 28 more. So cradle that neck. Get your legs situated. My knees are stacked over my hips. I'm at 90 degrees. And let's lift and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fully extend that leg. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Almost there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Come down, hug those knees, rocking back and forth. Great job. Great job. Okay. Let's grab our toe with our peace finger.
Oh, no.
We're going to come up to a happy baby. Yeah. Oh, happy baby.
Oh.
Rocking back and forth.
Couldn't get my hands up. Oh, everyone. Ouch. Oh.
Good. And then bringing your knees together. And then I hope you all have a block, because this will be a nice one, okay? Tuck that block underneath your hips. You're going to take waterfall. And watch, stare at your feet, feel your toenails. Bring those heels up towards the ceiling. Empty all those veins in your legs. And just breathe. And then bring the leg down. Let's lose the block. Okay. We're getting to the nice chill time here. Okay. You can either use a strap or use your hands. So we're going to do our, I don't have a strap, so I'm going to have to do it without a strap. So bring your right knee towards your chest. Really press it in. If you happen to have a strap, then put it around your right foot. And then extend the leg up.
Oh.
And again, if you're tight in your hamstrings, okay, the goal is to keep the leg straight. Okay. And so if you have to be at 45 degrees, that's your stretch, that's your stretch. But once your leg is straight, then you can sort of guide it towards your nose.
Right.
Keeping that leg straight. Okay. Grabbing the strap, or in my case, I'm grabbing my knee. I'm just going to grab my knee. Grabbing the strap with your right hand, you're going to open up to the right. So you're opening that hip. I'm actually don't have my strap with me, so I'm just have my knee bent. And I'm just opening up. And then I bring my gaze to the opposite side. Good. And now we bring our leg back to midline. Then, okay, I have my knee in midline. And then we get the crossover. Okay. And extend the right arm in my case to that side. So we're in a squat twist. Good. And then we guide that leg back up to center. Okay. Good. And then bring that leg down back to the mat gently. Extend your arms above your head and point your toes. And so you're like in a Tadasana, you're like a torpedo. Maybe bring your hands together. Okay. Your arms are next to your ears. And you're just pointing, you're just stretching. Good. And then release. Okay. I'm bringing my left knee towards my chest. And then you can use that strap or that belt or that scarf. And then you can straighten your leg out. Good. And once you're straight and you feel good and grounded, then guide that knee towards your nose. Good. And if you have a strap, you can grab the strap with your left arm, your left hand, and then you open up. So we're opening up our hips. Do this gently. Okay. I actually don't have a strap, so I'm just using my arm to gently guide my thigh down. It actually does a pretty good job. And again, the idea here is those inner hip flexors that we stretched when we were doing the standing wide leg forward fold, and we were switching side to side. It's sort of the same thing, trying to keep your legs straight, and then you let gravity do the work.
Oh, God.
And then slowly coming back to center,
Ah,
and then crossing over, spinal twist on the left, opening up your left arm to counterbalance that knee that's moving towards the right. Gaze is towards your left.
oh,
Trying to keep your hips on the mat.
oh, oh.
Good. And then going back to midline, extending that leg. And then I like to widen my legs to the outer edge corners of the mat and find yourself in whatever feels very comfortable. So you can take your final resting pose, okay? We follow everything we do with moments of rest or stillness. Life is a cycle. Your body's a cycle. Your mind is a cycle. So that rest is just as important as the cycle that you're in. Once you go through a cycle, you become more open, whatever that is, whether you're doing something with your mind or your body. And then when you find stillness, you're just a little bit more open. You're sort of empty. And when you're empty, you're ready to receive what will happen, what will come toward your way, either physically, mentally, or both. Slowly deepen your breath and wiggle your toes and fingers, awakening from stillness. Extend your arms above your head. Roll towards your right. Bring your knees up. You're in a fetal type position. Eyes are closed. One deep breath. Keeping your eyes closed. Slowly rise to a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center. Appreciating everything you've learned the last few months about yourself, your body. As we enter the colder months, this is when our body wants to shut down, close down, and wants to sort of hibernate kind of mode. We want to eat more. But unfortunately, that's also when people have heart attacks and strokes, because you shut down. And when you shut down, that level of activity that your body is used to is less. And then when you have these jumps, whether you're doing something strenuous, shoveling snow, getting just stressed out with life, your body overreacts and we have heart attacks and strokes. That's how it works. Try to use your yoga practice. What's that?
I said, winter are my best times.
That's good. But for some people, the cold weather allows them to do more. And so they're able to feel more active. And that's the whole point, is if you feel better and you're active, that's the point. So generating your own heat through a yoga practice or daily practice of whatever it is that you, or your routines is what keeps you healthy. The yoga practice just allows you to do those movements in a safe way. Because when people get injured is when they're feeling good and then they overdo it, but their body wasn't used to it. And that's why we do yoga, because it keeps our body limber, strong, steady, and also our mind focused on our body so we don't get hurt. And with that said, the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Good guys. You guys look like pros. I'm telling you, I was away for 3 weeks, and it's like, oh my gosh, you guys can teach the class. So if I need a sub, can I just call on one of you guys?